featuring New Zealand's Jason Stewart.
44.86. And the New Zealander, Jason Stewart, national champion.
There is the 24-year-old from Napier.
Starting from lane 6.
Jason Stewart with the best time of 1:46.19, which he did in Europe in July of last year, which got him here to the Commonwealth Games. He has the 4th fastest time in this heat, but only 2 qualify for the next round, along with the 2 fastest losers straight through to the final. Achraf Tadili from Canada down on the inside in lane number 1. Nigel Leonce from Lucia in lane number 2. In lane 3 is Ghamanda from India. John Litei in from Kenya in 5. Jason Stewart and Samwel from Tanzania in 7. Big moment here for Jason Stewart. Ran at the World Track and Field Championships in Helsinki and was a finalist at the World Junior Track and Field Championships in Chile 6 years ago as a youngster. Off on this first heat. Needs to finish ideally in the first 2 to be sure of a place in the final. It's a big ask for Stewart. As I said, he only has the 4th fastest time in this heat. Starting in lane number 6 as he chops down, and it's the Kenyan, as you'd expect, John Litei, who's setting the pace in this race, and Jason Stewart knows he's got to be handy to the pace, and that's where he has settled in behind the Canadian Tadili.
He just needs to settle in there, stay where he is, take the shortest route round, be patient, wait for the gaps to open, don't do anything too erratic too soon. It's not that quick. It's going to be well outside 50 seconds. He's moved through comfortably without even leaving the curb into second place. My advice would be to just stay there. 53.04. That's pretty modest.
Absolutely where he wants to be, right down on the inside. In the second place, stay with the Kenyan, I guess, is the thought in his mind. And if he can stick with this fellow, he may well pull him through into a place in the final. But the race will no doubt, and the pace will no doubt, quicken over the last 200 metres, but still no move from anyone. Very much an Indian fight at the 200-metre mark. Still Jason Stewart in second place. What's he got left up the home straight? Looks pretty fresh at the moment. He's got the Canadian right on his back. Then the Indian. Ghamanda in 4th place, but away goes John Litei, the Kenyan. Now the race is on for second place. Stewart starting to tie up a little, and looks as if the Canadian might just overtake him, but he's hanging in there. Will need to hope that he can go through as the fastest loser. Very close there for Jason Stewart. It was only in the last 10 metres that he got run down. 1:46.55. No problems for John Litei, the Kenyan. He's safely through to the final, as is Achraf Tadili from Canada. And the New Zealander Jason Stewart, considering he had only the 4th fastest time in the field, did a pretty good job, ran a smart race, just didn't have the kick when he needed it over the last 50 metres to fend off the challenge from Tadili for that automatic spot in the final.
1:47.74 Jason Stewart's time. He is at the moment the fastest loser, but we do have 2 more heats to go. My gut feel is that it won't be fast enough, but this is a pretty thin Commonwealth 800 metres competition. It's normally one of the strongest at the Commonwealth, but we've got just 19 athletes looking for 8 places in a final. And Stewart, he did everything right, but in the end he just didn't have it in his legs. I saw him run a good race in Europe last year in Belgium at Heusden. Not in that sort of form here, I'm afraid. And the last 10 or 15 metres cost him dearly here. But 1:47.74 will be the target of 2 athletes in the 2 remaining heats. So it's a bit of a long wait. The next 10 or 15 minutes It'll probably seem like an hour and a half to Jason Stewart to see if he goes through as a fast loser.
Here is the lineup for the final. Jason Stewart in the end qualifying quite comfortably, actually, 1:47.74. Only 4 of the field, actually, in fact, only 3 of the field ran faster than him. Alongside of him, Jason Stewart, the first New Zealander for 24 years to run in an 800 metres final. Last New Zealand male to reach a final was John Walker in Brisbane in 1982. And 16:28 is Cosmas Rono. 3 Kenyans in this lineup.
Games record, 1 minute.
To be fair to British middle distance running, their best 800 metre runner these days is a Northern Irishman, James McElroy. But having said that, he was one of the few to go out yesterday. We lost Onalenna, the defending champion, on the run up here because of injury. We lost James McElroy yesterday, and we lost Gary Reid, the Canadian. So it's a weakened field, but a real chance here for Jason Stewart to make a name for himself.
Men's 800 metres final underway with Jason Stewart running in the black singlet there in lane number 7 in front of 80,000 people here, running in lanes for the first 100 metres. And Stewart, who ran hard for really 700 metres in his heat yesterday and then tried to hang on, and I imagine he will want to do something similar tonight, try to stay handy to that pace. The Kenyans will dictate the race, there's no question about that. And immediately out goes John Litei. At the moment, we look at Stewart, there he is, he's back in 5th place. And in behind Litei is Cosmas Rono, the small figure. And then the tall figure outside is Kipchirchir. And the Trinidadian, Sherridan, Kirk down on the inside. And Jason Stewart looking really comfortable and relaxed at the moment and trying to stick with the Kenyans.
There's a real chance here of a Kenyan 1, 2, 3, but Stewart's doing just the right thing. He's tucked in just behind them. The bell in 53.67. In championship terms, that's pretty pedestrian.
Away goes the Canadian at the bell. Obviously, that was his tactic to really set the pace and try and run the speed out of the Kenyans over the last 400 metres, but there's no panic coming from the Kenyans. Now away they go, Litei and Kipchirchir. Jason Stewart of New Zealand running a very respectable 5th place at the moment. He's in very illustrious company here, but can he hang on to these men in front of him over the last 110 metres? The Canadian still there, Tadili. Now the 2 Kenyans getting into the action as they sweep past the Canadian. As expected, Kenya 1 and 2 here. And away goes John Litei, I think it is. In fact, in the end, it was Kipchirchir, 16:27 that got there ahead of John Litei. Kenya, as expected, 1 and 2. And Jason Stewart of New Zealand will just wait to see officially where he finished. But this is the man that set the pace in the second 400 metres. He hung on until the 700 metre mark, and then the Kenyans ran him down. Cosmas Rono didn't take any real part in the race. It was down to Litei and Kipchirchir. And there he is, Kipchirchir, 22 years of age. This is the man that's got the 1,500 metre speed, 3:33. And, well, Tadili hung on well there. And the New Zealander looks as if he may have finished in 5th or 6th place.
Not too often in world-class 800 metre races that you get negative splits. And what I mean by that is a faster second lap than the first. 52 a little over for that second 400 metres, and that's why Jason Stewart was found out towards the end. But that man largely responsible for it, and he's been rewarded with a silver medal. That was a terrific run from Achraf Tadili of Canada. Kenya pick up gold and bronze. The former world junior champion Alex Kipchirchir, he won that world junior title 4 years ago, is now the Commonwealth champion.
So another gold medal for Kenya here at these Commonwealth Games, but Achraf Tadili has in fact nailed that second spot ahead of John Litei. So he's spoilt the Kenyan party somewhat, and Cosmas Rono finished in 7th place. Jason Stewart, we can tell you, finished in 5th, 1:47.72, outside his best of 1:46.90, but that's a highly creditable performance. 5th in the 800 metres at the Commonwealth Games for Jason Stewart of New Zealand.
Fifth isn't in first, second or third. I'm pretty upset about it, to be honest, but you know, I don't know, I think I did my best today, and my goal coming in was just to put myself in a position to win, and I think at the bell I was alright. It was just a simple fact of life. Sometimes some people are better on the day than others, and I didn't quite have it, but I can't complain. A couple of 1:47 races back to back. And that's life, you know.
Well done, mate. We're proud of you. Well done.